the top of the Poconos, it's The Balcony Show with your host, Ann Thatcher, Bo Summer, and me, the Mad Cat. We have searched the globe for the best in indie music so you don't have to. So here we go, The Balcony Show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Balcony Show. Wow. We are very excited today because we have on the show the one and the only Larry Dvoskin. He is a best-selling author, an entrepreneur, an investor, a Grammy-winning. He is a wealth of information, and he's going to be talking later in the show and bringing us some music, brand new music from Al Jardine, the Beach Boys. So we're looking forward to bringing you that segment of the show. But first, hit it, Dave!
Useless facts. Facts that are freaking useless. Ah, yes. More useless facts, and Bo's already starting to crap over there. So, welcome to Useless Facts.
And because it's the Beach Boys, there's a little theme going on here, just saying.
Yeah.
How does that theme turn out? I'm not even really focused on the page yet, Ann. Does this theme result in some sort of Mad Cat abuse? Of course it does.
No!
All right, here we go. Useless fact number 1. Female turtles can store sperm up to 4 years. That's disgusting.
Why would they want to do that?
Like, I got mine, bitch.
Selling it on the market, you know what I mean?
The dark market.
Down low, on the turtle market.
What vintage is your turtle sperm?
So what do they be carrying in them shells? Now you know.
Now we know.
Heroes in a half shell my ass. What's the matter with you people?
I don't know.
Listeners, can you help me, please? All right, here we go. Useless fact number 2. Sea sponges have no head, mouth, eyes, feelers, bones, heart, lungs, or brains, yet they are alive. You just described at least 8 of my former girlfriends.
How to date it? That's a new book, Mad Cat, How to Date a Sea Sponge. How I survived dating a sea sponge.
I'm telling you. I'm just telling you.
On Amazon. Find it on Amazon. Does that come in an audiobook?
We'll rejoin the show as soon as Bo is done passing out.
Oh, man.
So, useless fact number 3. We're just going to get right away from me there as fast as we can. Okay, useless fact number 3. An electric eel is known to produce enough electricity sufficient enough to light up 10 light bulbs.
Did you know that?
I did not know.
I know you
10.
don't like eels, but you know.
No, they do it because they freak me. Yeah, they freak me out a little bit. But
10 bulbs? That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's not like a little. That's like you might
That's
get
a lot.
little zap, you know.
You light up my life.
What is that? Is that 9 right there? We got 9 bulbs up on the
There you
ceiling.
go.
There you
See?
go.
So,
That's
yeah,
a lot.
you could
That's
light
a
'em
lot.
up.
Yeah, you'll get zapped.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So, all right. Useless fact number 4. Oysters can change from one gender to another and back again depending on which is best for mating. You know.
Can you imagine?
Excuse me? Hello, I'm Bob. Excuse me? Hi, Bobina here. I don't know.
Think
oyster.
about,
I the oyster. I'm out of the oyster. And there's a lot of There's a
It
lot
figures,
of
I
dudes
mean-
here.
Where did Ann,
Oh!
where is it? Where Ann just went somewhere.
I have
I
absolutely
don't know
no
where
idea.
she just went.
Planet Zebcon somewhere. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't know where that is, but she went
Zepton.
somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Zepton.
All right, useless fact number 5. Oh, why do I even want to read this?
Oh, this is so great.
Why do I even want to read
I think
this?
you can relate.
Can I? I'd like you to explain how I'm going to relate, Bo.
Read it. Read it. Hashtag couch.
Useless fact number 5. Lobsters pee out of their face and they pee on each other to communicate. Well,
Don't look at me. No, this is all you.
all right. I mean, not so much the peeing out of the face part, you know,
But
but
the other one.
peeing on each other to communicate. Well, I mean,
There are things like golden
Yeah.
showers, but we won't go down that road. But yeah, I did not know.
Hashtag vodka.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Maybe somebody's dumping vodka into the bay.
All right, I think we need to wee out.
Yeah, I see what you did there. That's awesome.
Okay. Well, anyways,
Man.
we'll have more on the lobster later on in the show.
We will.
But first, we're going to start out with a song from Best Not Broken, Breaking Down. So take a listen, and we'll be right back.
Bells will ring today as virtue falls away before the king of fools is taken on parade. Poets carry on, a dancer sings her song, still all the children scream there must be something wrong. Breaking down, I'm breaking down. Preacher high behind the sermon's lie, with royalty the charade for which we live and die. They say the judge is crazed, and can the cathedral be saved while the pillory stands with blood of brothers stains? When the servants revolt and the soldiers return, lost daughter is home, it's a slow and steady burn. When the rebels and thieves trade trouble for peace, all's forgiven in time and they leave it all behind. Breaking down, breaking down. Breaking down, breaking down. She falls alone, he falls from stone, a last embrace, forever home, to rise again, hand in hand, undivided soul. Dust doesn't decay when a chalice is full, and a lover is saved in the court of miracle. Face fortune is cast, sanctuary in rags, once broken by men, but they'll never be again. Breaking down, breaking down. Breaking down, breaking down. Breaking down, breaking down. Breaking down, breaking breaking down, breaking down.
And we are back on the Balcony Show, and right now we have the song Jenny Clover by Al Jardine, written by Larry Dvoskin. So when you guys get back, we're going to be on the phone with Larry. So sit down, give it a listen, and here we go.
Jennifer Clover, I'm over the moon. Just for you, I wake up early every morning just to see you there. I love you, Jenny knows I care. The milk of your kindness is so pure. The look on your face is so demure. When you come into my garden, all my flowers bloom. In every hue, I will leave the door ajar, the pathway to my heart is just for you. Your brown eyes deep with innocence, you move me off my fence. Je ne sais quoi, Clover, I'm over the moon. Just for you, I wake up early every morning just to see you there. I love you, Jenny knows I care. I love you, Jenny knows I care. I love you, Jenny knows I care.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the balcony. And we are very excited because we have Larry Dvoskin on the phone. He is a best-selling author, entrepreneur, investor, music consultant, Grammy winner, head of Do What You Want, Love Media, Miracle Music Inc., Cool Guy Music Inc. He has been there, done it, and he's here to talk about his news project with Al Jardine. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Gosh, I'm exhausted just hearing about all the stuff that guy. Who is that guy? Like, I wonder if he does lawns. You know, the grass has started growing, and you know, here in the Northeast, it's supposed to be cicadas are coming up. I wonder if he has some bug spray as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
They're,
I think everybody's going to eat the cicadas before they.
Yes, well,
I've seen
you know,
more
they're
recipes
singers.
than yeah.
You know,
No.
if we could do a video with the cicada singing that old Moody Blues song, "I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band," you know, because they sing. And anyway, that's a different.
Let me know if you get that, if you
Yeah.
make that happen, Larry.
Right.
So,
Yes.
Al Jardine, our listeners
Yes.
just heard Jenny Clover.
Yes.
How did this come about? How did you this project come about with Al? And if, for those of you who don't know, Al Jardine was a member of the Beach Boys. So,
Yes, still is.
and-
He's actually, news of his demise is greatly exaggerated. So, you know, there are three living Beach Boys who are the founders. Brian Wilson, obviously, the brainchild. That's people have literally compared way over the top to like Mozart and things like that of the 20th century. Mike Love, who is another person was a cousin in Al, and they literally lived next to each other in Torrance, California. So I, of course, I'm not. I'm a couple of decades younger, but I was introduced to them in the early 90s, and Al Jardine was wanting to do more writing, and Brian was sick at the time. I'm not divulging anything that's not, you know, in movies like Love and Mercy and other things that, you know, he's wrestled with mental illness on and off.
Right,
So
right.
I went to Al's incredible ranch in California that had the redwoods on one side and the Pacific Ocean on the other. And There were fields of like purple and orange flowers. It was like nature was on acid or something. And the inspiration of that led to a bunch of songs, including Jennifer Clover and his new single that I co-wrote called Waves of Love. And Jenny is actually his cow, or former cow, I should say. And, but it's done like a nursery rhyme. You hear the sweet, like Jennifer Clover, I'm over the moon.
Aw.
And it sounds very sweet, but it's a gigantic, heaving, mooing, sweating animal with flies around it. Very similar to my first girlfriend in high school.
Nice.
Oh no! Did he say that?
We've all got one, Larry. We've all got one.
Your brother's coming at me now. I'm going to barricade the door. But everybody tries to, in seriousness now, of course. I don't want people to think we're just having fun here. This is serious work, music and radio. But
No, it's not.
yes, well,
We just want them to think that.
yes, don't tell anyone. It's our secret.
Okay.
But musicians will always try to emulate a song or something that they liked, and the Beatles were very much a sort of brother-sister band at that time with the Beach Boys. People have said
Right.
that the Beatles heard Pet Sounds, and that's how they developed Sgt. Pepper. So we wrote a song about Jenny, modeled after Paul McCartney's "Martha, My Dear," which you think it's about some beautiful woman, but it's about his dog. And and I guess because the Beach Boys had a Pet Sounds as a very iconic album, and some have said is their favorite, we wanted to write a song. And so I went out in the field and I was playing the guitar, singing at the cow, who was looking at me and like probably thinking, this guy's an idiot. I'm a cow. What is he singing to me for? I don't speak English. But Al came out, and then we both looked very foolish. But the result is this beautiful song, and it's been sitting on the sidelines, for forever, for 25, 27 years. And
Wow.
we just thought with the pandemic, people have been locked down. People have been, really struggling. And
That's the truth.
The good thing about the Beach Boys is the music is happy for the most part. They make people
Right.
happy. And we wanted to give a gift to people between them not touring and the seriousness of 2020, 21. We wanted to just do something to make people feel good. So these songs that we put out are fun and light, and the idea is let's celebrate life. Here we are,
So where does Alex Baldwin come in to play with?
Yeah, so Alec Baldwin came in to be the narrator of one of the songs. Al Jardine has a beautiful and completely undiscovered solo record called Postcard from California. And he got, I've learned this by going around with him to the Grammys. When you're a Beach Boy, like the Stones come up to you, like, the Metallica, anybody's like, wow, we grew up with, wouldn't it be nice, or Good Vibrations.
Right.
So Al called, Flea from the Chili Peppers to come play bass and sing on Help Me Rhonda. He called Neil Young to sing on one of his songs. He had Glenn Campbell, who sadly is no longer with us, sing on the title track with him, Postcard. Crosby, Stills, and Young, were on it. The band America. I mean, a who's
my
who
gosh.
of this. I've got to tell you, for you personally as well as listeners, I mean, just you can dial up a Postcard from California by Al Jardine, and it's like a beautiful drive down the coast on a summer day with the windows down and the wind in your hair. It's just the most glorious, happy, beautiful music. And he, like, it didn't really, no one really found out about it because he's not, like, quotes, the famous Beach Boy like Brian is. He's more like in the Beatles, the Ringo Starr or the George
Right.
Harrison. He's a secondary person. So I called Alec Baldwin, who's a friend, and just said, hey, there's this beautiful poem called Tide Pool Interlude. It's a song on Al's album. It's not really a song. It's just a poem about the majesty, the beauty of California. Would you read it? And he loves to do these narrations. And so he came in, oddly enough, dressed as Jack Donaghy, his character from the 30 Rock television series.
Oh wow.
So he snuck us in on NBC's dime, at this Silver Cup Studios in Queens, New York, and in walks Alec in a suit and tie, dressed as Jack Donaghy, the vice president of microwave, whatever it is, his character, and just did this beautiful poem.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was fun. And Alec is just, he's a character. And obviously now he has really launched from his appearances on Saturday Night Live. And he's a parent. He has like 5 kids now. He's got his hands full, that guy.
To say the least.
Yes, exactly.
So let us take a break here and have our
Sure.
listeners listen to Waves of Love with Al Jardine, produced by Larry.
Yes. And there's a specialty thing I want to say is that we recorded this. We wrote it literally, again, these are the songs from the vaults that came up through the empty space created by the pandemic. Carl Wilson is singing on this as well with Al in the chorus. And he's that golden voice of Good Vibrations and God Only Knows, that angelic voice of the Beach Boys that sadly is no longer with us. He's on this. So it's probably his last performance.
Wow.
And he sang it.
Wow.
I read in an Al interview, he sang it the night of the very last Beach Boys concert that he ever played. And it was in Atlantic City. And after that, he went home and was never on tour again. So there's some magic in this that I'm humbled as a fan to be part of. It's not, it doesn't make you act like a big shot and bottle service in the club. It makes you humbled, like, wow, I'm stepping on sacred ground that means a lot to people, and that's very special.
Yes, it is. So let's take a listen to Waves of Love. You're going to hear it right here on the Balcony Show, and we'll be right back with the rest of the interview.
I used to believe there was nothing more. I had seen and done it all before. I developed a cold point of view till the day my heart was won by you. You awakened feelings I forgot. Inside my heart I kept locked up like a hummingbird in a redwood tree. You brought the love vibrations back to me, a feeling that I never had before. I'm riding
back on the Balcony Show with Larry Dvoskin. So, Larry, now that the world is kind of starting to crack itself back open again, do you yourself perform or play out live? Do you and the guys have any plans on being out in any venues playing?
Well, thank you for asking. I myself am more of the studio guy, being Al Jardin's producer and
Right.
many others. So I do know that from Al, speaking fairly publicly, that he has talked about all of the original members of the Beach Boys doing some shows this summer to honor their 60th anniversary. And I know from the
Wow.
50th that it is an amazing moment when they actually all come together, because they have a sound that when it's on, there's nothing like it in the world. So they will be going out. I'm one of those people who is now sort of transitioned and pivoted is the word to helping tech startups. There are tons of people who want to be the new Spotify, but on the blockchain, and artists themselves have their own coin like Bitcoin, and fans can directly profit them. And the good news about that is not needing permission to have a career in music and making a living.
Right.
And whoever can figure that out so that it's easy, like clicking once and then you send money to your favorite singer or your favorite band, that's going to really help, because there's really an inequality where a few people get almost all of the money. And
That's
so true. Yeah, so I'm off to Miami tomorrow. There's a Bitcoin conference, and I'm not quite sure why I'm going, but I have a lot of friends there, so it's just an opportunity to, like everyone, we're all itching to get out and meet people again in real life. And it's time for us to sort of come out of hibernation, but safely.
Yeah.
Larry, I actually do a segment on our show called Indie Radar, and what I do is I weekly I'm doing research on music industry trends and trying to give some pro tips out to like the DIY artists. Like you said, they're battling for some playing ground. Obviously they're not going to have unlimited funds or the hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote a new single or anything like that. So, what is your well, first of all, what advice at this point would you give to a DIY artist? Just sort of, trying to navigate, okay, do I need to focus on Spotify? Do I need to organically grow my audience locally? And then the other side of that whole thing is, like you said, it's this virtual stomping ground that the music industry is starting to get, become a part of more and more so, where artists are, using, oh my gosh, what I just did a piece on this non-fungible tokens.
Yes, you're answering the question with the answer, and forgive me for jumping in, but there's never been a more opportune time for do-it-yourself and independent artists, because the common citizens have stormed the palace and climbed over the walls. And what I mean by that is you used to have 5 or 6 companies that you didn't exist unless you were signed to them. And they were the major international. They're still very, very important, but they're not the only way for a musician to make a living. You can do 2 things. First of all, great question. I would say more than anything, it's about community. It's about not just saying, oh, I want people to like me and buy my thing and whatever. It's about forming community. And wherever that community is, whether it's on SoundCloud or Spotify or playing live or Clubhouse, the new app, there are places where people gather, and we get moved forward. We become successful by having people around us who are like-minded, who I've known a lot of bands and a lot of artists that really hang out with other bands and other artists, and those people help them along, whether it's making contacts for them, whether it's introducing them to people. So I really say, think about not just, because it's, especially in the beginning, it's a very lonely, hard place, saying, I want to be a singer, I want to be a band, I want people to hear this, and maybe even, fingers crossed, God knows, like, how could I earn a living doing this? and it is possible, and it really takes community. And the second thing that you just touched on, which is N like New York, F like Frank, T like tomorrow, NFT, non-fungible tokens, are really at a very early stage. They're like the internet in 1991,
Yeah.
when it was dial-up. It's there's a, if I could mention, there's Quincy Jones, for instance, has a company that just announced they did a $63 million fundraise, and they want to support music artists, and not just the big famous artists that Quincy has produced, their content that he has in his stable, but they really have the desire to have a platform for a beginning artist or someone who's just, chosen to be independent, to have a way to monetize their content. And the great thing about NFTs is you get to choose, am I selling part of the rights to the song, or is it just a digital copy that's on a blockchain? So it can't be, people used to just make, once something's an MP3, I can send it to 1 million people and it loses value. But when something's on a blockchain, it's kind of in a little bit of a vault, and the person who owns it decides how many copies can be made, how many times can it be sold, and the resale is a painting.
This is like, Larry, going back to those, like you said, the 90s, when the Napster guy, I don't remember his name, but he put industry.
Sean Fanning.
He flipped the industry on its butt in a huge way and changed the game. That was a game changer, what he did. So here you fast forward to 2021, and look what we're talking about. Yeah, so this is kind of like the undoing of the Napster and the crazy sharing and nobody getting paid for their music and stuff like that. So it is an exciting time.
It's an exciting time, and the great thing about NFTs, if someone bought an Andy Warhol in the 1960s for a certain amount of money, 10 years later it was worth 5 or 10 times that money. 20 years later it was worth 100 times, and the resale of it is something that increases, as we all know, just from how content becomes more valuable. The great thing about NFTs is, let's say I do an NFT of Al Jardine's song that we just played, Ways of Love, which I'm thinking of doing. I could just put the singing, the background vocals together, maybe have an artist create a cool CGI computer graphic of like a dog on a surfboard with sunglasses, and there's Bitcoins floating in the water. I have all these crazy ideas, but I can put that out, and either one person decides that they want to be the owner of that piece of artwork that has different layers to it, like music and visual. But then when somebody resells it, I can create a flow-through royalty. So this is how independent artists might be able to make a living, not just now, but 10 years from now or 20 years from now, is that their work sells, and then each time it resells, they get a percentage, 10%, 15, 20, whatever they've decided. And that's a game changer for independent artists.
Yes, it is. And you're hearing it right here on the Balcony Show.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We're going to NFT this show, and all these people you're listening
Larry,
to,
we need to talk.
You're not going to be able to reach them because they're all going to be on a boat in the Bahamas with Diddy, and they're going to be listening to like Fetty Wap or something.
Yeah.
I'll never give up my independent artists. Never.
I know.
Never that. So, last week, just as a tease, we played Life is Strange.
Oh, gosh. And you're still here, and you're have they adjusted the medication? And you're like, okay, I listened to that song. The ground is not shaking and moving.
Actually, no, because the show that it was aired in, we had a group called the Marquis of Vaudeville, and it fit right in. But
yes,
I want to talk about the video. What were you on?
Well, I should say, what was my video editor on?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, the thing about the song, again, harking back to what we talked about with Jenny Clover, I was always influenced by John Lennon. And he he loved to be theatrical. Like, he'd write a song like The Benefit of Mr. Kite, and it would be very circusy. And so I thought, and also the first Queen single in America was called Killer Queen. It's very theatrical. So it was my way of trying to write this thing. And so I wrote the song, and I wrote it again many years ago, and I really feel like the pandemic is almost like a womb, like this empty space, and there are some people who, we know just the most horrible tragedy and sorrow and
Right.
loss happened, and I was sitting at home, and so this song has been sitting on my computer for forever, and people would come to me and sing the song after hearing it once, and they'd sing it years later because it has that kind of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
Life is strange, life is strange. And that came out of I see a little silhouette of a man. So I was just, like most musicians, influenced, not stealing, but influenced by something and recreating it. And I thought 2020, and I'm sure listeners wherever they are in the world are going to agree, was the weirdest year I think we've all lived through.
Yes.
And it's like,
We
I
have a
mean,
name for it.
I'd love to know
S-Storm.
the name. What? I'm sorry, what was it?
S-Storm.
Yes, it was definitely, I would say a super S storm. And, like coming down from the sky, but also up through the ground and sideways. And it was just so weird that the song seemed to make sense. Like it seemed to be sane in an insane world.
Right.
The lyric, I feel like I'm living in a Salvador Dali painting. For those who don't know Salvador Dali, he has like ants crawling out of people's eyes and like sort of ears melting.
Oh,
that
the
turn
melting
into
clocks
trumpets.
I think are.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much with him,
Yeah. So I told my video director, go as strange as possible.
He did.
And he did. And he did.
He did.
And I'm kind of a middle-aged guy, so unfortunately, I just I don't fit into my Shawn Mendes type trousers anymore. So you either go like cool, sexy, and weird, or gangster, or if you're like me, you hide behind a really strange video. So people are like, whoa, whoever that guy is, he's got to be really, really interesting or very deranged. So it's a little bit of posturing to put out such a wacky video.
Okay, but the
but
lobster at the end, Larry, really?
Yes, the lobster. Well, that's not even. That's a bit. I go to Burning Man, and at Burning Man, it's very hard to be strange. So people are doing all kinds of things. So at one point, I'm going to tell you something that I really should not say on public radio, but I bought a wedding dress, and then I thought, a guy in a wedding dress. I mean, I think whoever, the Chili Peppers or someone did that. So I found these. My friend had a lobster outfit, so I kind of married the wedding dress and the lobster outfit, like lobster claws and a lobster hat. So I became the lobster bride at Burning Man. So you don't have to be drinking or smoking anything, but let me just tell you, if you're partying in the middle of the night and out of the darkness comes a lobster wedding dress, that is a very
I can so
strange
hang
thing.
with you.
I'm just telling you. So the lobster bride is famous. I mean,
I don't
people
know
to
what
this
to
day-
look for.
Yeah,
As a photographer, I've been wanting to get out there to the Burning Man Festival for quite some time and take photos. So I'll
Yeah,
make sure I look for the lobster bride.
Yes, the lobster bride. I mean, I have a lot of competition. I mean, there are giant ducks that have laser lights for eyes and a dance floor on the back, and you're
It
kind
looks
of
like an
partying
absolutely
in a giant.
amazing time there.
Yeah, it's amazing. So the lobster is just, me. I think I have an obsession with lobsters because they're. I don't know. They're just a funny creature. Like they have a lot of legs and they don't move around until somebody tries to catch them and eat them.
You know
Yeah,
what,
it's
though?
weird.
I've always wanted to free a lobster from a grocery store. I'm
Oh,
going to do
absolutely.
that someday.
Absolutely.
I have a thing about
I
them.
want to free it too, right into my belly.
No. I really am going to go rescue a lobster one of these days.
I'm with you. I'm going to come meet you wherever it is. I want to go to a store.
Wouldn't that
buy
be
all of
great?
Yes, buy all of the lobsters in the tank. Go to the ocean. They need salt
And let
water,
them
obviously.
go.
And let them go.
go.
I would so
Absolutely.
do that with you, Larry. Honestly, I've been that's like a dream of mine to go and free
Well,
the lobsters.
This is. I got to tell you, that is a great idea.
See?
And I think Mother Earth, if she's like listening, watching, will be like, hey, those people are kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. See? So
Yeah, I think we figured it out here. We
We
figured
have,
out there's
we have.
one thing we can do like on Earth Day or something.
love it. So the final song that we're going to hear tonight
Yes.
is "Just a Man," and
Yes.
this is a totally different vibe. I can honestly say, Larry, that nobody will ever know what's next with you.
Yes, especially me.
You know, and I don't mean that in a funny or. I like that. I like that you never know what's around the corner, or
Aw.
some people you like they'll put an album out and then the next album sounds a little bit different. You know what I mean? They get stuck
Right,
in a
right.
groove, and,
Right.
and nobody's gonna ever accuse you of that. That's for sure. And I really like the airiness of this song.
Oh, well, I really thank you. That is a very high compliment. And the song, I've spent a lot of years. My day job is writing songs for other people, and so my job isn't what I want to do, but to try to see and feel intuitively what's inside them and help them bring that out and say what they want to say. And so, Just a Man, I thought also was a song not just about that particular gender, but each of us having this aspiration in life that we want to do something extraordinary. We want to have that, something that we've done that means something important to other people. And that song has that kind of happy-go-lucky striving. I think it's in our human nature to strive, and we never stop. You get to.
No.
You get to one point, and then we're striving to the next mountaintop.
Couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you stop striving and you stop reinventing yourself, then life's too short,
Yeah.
man. You got to keep going.
Yeah, and I watched a movie about David Bowie last night because in 2002 I helped produce a duet between the singer Brandy and David Bowie, who came in and sang 3 or 4 lines from Let's Dance, like Under the Moonlight, the Serious Moonlight.
Oh yeah,
It's her single.
yeah.
And the song's never been released. It's just been, again, can you imagine having an unreleased David Bowie
man.
on your computer,
Wow.
and you're told, do not release this. It's not your, the rights holders. So I'm in the process of working on releasing that as an NFT, as a non-fungible token, and a portion of the proceeds will go to the Grammy charity Music Cares.
Oh, that's
contract
awesome.
with
That's
them.
awesome.
And
yeah.
they've given out, according to them, as of last month, $24 million for musicians who lost work because their
Yes.
tours were canceled,
Right.
sound engineers, lighting people, the whole world of people who go behind live music and get together. So I'm working on it. And what David Bowie in the movie I saw last night said was similar to what you just said about not knowing what's next. He loved changing it up. He loved going from being Mr. Space Oddity, alien, to young Americans and wearing like baggy clothes and being kind
Yeah.
of like a disco person.
Right.
And so I think there's that gregarious spirit of being willing to take risks, being willing to try something different, and sometimes it works and sometimes it's terrible. But the compliment of it being that versatility is really something special.
Well, listen, Larry, I want to thank you for spending some time here with us on the show. Believe me, it means the world to us. I know I'm speaking for my crew here, but I wish you much continued success.
Thank you so much. Can I tell people where to find the Al Jardine songs? And
Absolutely.
That's so just for everyone, we are actually, even with the songs you played, we're giving some of that money to another charity called the World Central Kitchen. And the World
Wow.
Central Kitchen has been feeding people throughout the pandemic. In the beginning, when all the hospitals were overwhelmed, they just set up shop in 40 cities around America and also now around the world. As of the beginning of this year, they served 35 million meals to people for free, and families that the bread earner lost their job,
Right.
homeless people. So we're giving money to them, and it's available at aljardine.com. ALJARDINE.com. You can find the single, and we're actually selling a signed CD that's a collectible. Everyone's already scalping them on eBay for twice the money, so it's all going to a good cause. And I'm just grateful to be on the show and meet you. And we're going to go, free
Release the
lobsters.
lobsters.
We are going to go liberate
Liberate the lobsters.
We are going to go
liberate the lobsters.
I'm telling you, there's a children's book there called The Liberated Lobster or something.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. See?
All right.
We'll have to video
Or a
this
song.
escapade and put it up on TikTok or something.
Liberate the lobsters.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you. Everybody, check out all of Larry's brand new music. You're not going to be disappointed, especially the new single from Al Jardine, the Beach
Yes.
Boys.
Yep.
Great work, and the World Central Kitchen. You know, all of
Music Cares. From
Music
the Grammys.
Cares, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
We talked about that actually
Yeah,
like
we
a
did.
year ago when this pandemic was
Yeah, we
starting to
did.
really affect and things were getting shut down and people didn't really know where to turn for help. So that's
Yeah,
good that that's
yeah.
continuing because it's going to take a while for things
Yes, it
to
is.
kind of get back to normal.
So
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
It's vital, especially for the people who you're championing, the do-it-yourself artists and people
Yes.
like that. They got hit the hardest because they really need that lifeline of playing in a club or
Oh my goodness,
you know,
yeah.
traveling
Right.
around. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's life-saving, and that's what we're here to have fun, but we're here to do well and do good.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm honored to be on the show, and I can't wait to meet you all. And
Well, if you're
continue
ever
the
heading
journey.
out to
The
I don't know,
Poconos.
Poconos or Bethlehem, Easton for any gigs or dinners or
Yeah.
whatever, we'll hook up.
Yep, for sure.
absolutely, this is awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. What a great time.
Oh, you made it the great
you made
time.
it the great time. Absolutely.
Oh,
All right.
That
Well,
was fun.
with that, let's take a listen to Just a Man from Larry Dvoskin, and we'll be right back with the rest of the show.
I tried to chase a golden bird, but he flew away. I didn't have wings to carry my dreams. I'm just a man for today. I'm just a man for today. Like a child, I'm still dreaming away. Sailing in the breeze, chasing memories. I'm just a man for today. I may be a man with a whimsical mind, going where the sun sheds its rays. I may just be lost, falling till the end of time. I'm just a man for today. I'm just a man for today. Like a child, I'm still dreaming away. Sailing in the breeze, chasing memories. I'm just a man for today. I'm just a man for today, and I ain't got no plans to change my ways. Sailing in the breeze, chasing memories. I'm just a man for today. Oh, I'm just a man for today. I'm just a man for today.
Welcome back to the Balcony Show. Coming up next, one of our local favorites. It's called Burnout by Roy and the Secret People. So check this song out, but also do yourself a favor and check out Roy and the Secret People on Insta, on Facebook, and they got it going
Phenomenal.
on.
Yep.
So check out Burnout. Coming up.
And we're back on the Balcony Show, and we've come to the ending of a delightful show.
Delightful.
Really,
very
really enjoyed
Fantastically
Larry.
delightful.
Yeah.
I think he's got tons of insight, and what a fun guy.
Very fun.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for spending some time with us, and I look forward to him coming back for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a wealth of knowledge to share. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have to tap
And
into...
fun. And fun.
Yeah.
And a very fun person.
Yeah. We'll tap into his knowledge
lobster
in the
wedding
future.
dress, I can't wait to see that. I'm going to be watching my email box just so that I can see it. For sure.
Well, if anyone is missing lobsters from their local grocery store,
We know to
might
ask
wanna-
Ann
Yes.
about
yeah,
that.
ask
They-
Ann and Larry.
They have hatched a plan.
the great lobster escape
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
coming to...
Just make sure you pick them up from the back. You wouldn't want them freaking peeing on you from their mouth.
Yeah, ew, now that I know that, I'll never handle the front end of a lobster again. But it can
Okay.
run backwards. Ew.
Well, yeah.
I don't like the thought of something urinating on me.
Well, it's not urinating on you unless you're like holding it up. I don't know.
Yeah, what are you going to make out? You know,
What's that? Blah.
I'm assuming that's the sound it makes when it pees out of its mouth.
I've never heard lobsters make that. Blah.
I'm
You
just,
go to the ocean
Ready,
side or-
everyone? Blah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So now we know. If you hear a lobster going, blah, 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 they're
They're peeing out of their
they're
mouth.
peeing out of their mouths.
It reminds me of a
Another-
joke I know, but that's a very long one joke, so I won't do it.
Oh,
But-
go ahead. We're only die once.
No, we'll pass. It's good. It's good. Gets a little graphic.
All right.
Yeah.
As soon as we're
it's
done
one of
off the air, we'll.
Yeah.
those. Yeah? No.
Whatever. Mad Cat's mad at Bo.
What else is new, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She
I
hates
know.
Star Wars. She watches Game of Thrones. Doesn't even know who the hell Lord Varys is.
Why did you like him so much? I did not like him. I didn't care about him.
It's not about the liking. His character was important until Dave and Dave kind of crapped all over the writing of that character.
See, we know who the actor is in the group, don't we?
Yeah,
Because it's personal.
it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's being a lover of story. You know, and the fact that she gives Lord Baelish all this accolade, and she gravitates to him.
But it's a very negative accolade.
But
Like, there's nothing.
right. But still, it's Lord Varys is just as important because they were the two people that were literally insurmountable in moving all the parts of the Game of Thrones. They were manipulating everyone
Yep.
and together, and that was part of the whole conversation that the two of them had about climbing the ladder, the Great Ladder.
Right.
And you know, even though Lord Baelish is literally the one who kicked everything off, Lord Varys knew, he understood, so he started moving things from his end to prevent the most disastrous of outcomes. He was actually working for the people. He was working with keeping the people's interest in hand.
You're going to make Donna not want to watch the show.
I'm next. I have to watch this show, right?
You do.
You
Yeah.
do.
You absolutely
You
do.
really do. So
It's
for all of
phenomenal.
you, we obviously there's a couple Game of Thrones fans here, and some take it more seriously than others, right, Bo?
Apparently.
Oh, don't even. Don't. Girl power. Yay. We're going to once again align against the Mad Cat. Here we go.
You're not
Nah,
being.
we
We
just-
love you, Mad
We
Cat.
do.
We
It's
just, didn't get
fine.
it. We just didn't get the quality payoff for
No,
that
you're
character
right.
that
You're
we as
absolutely
We
right.
fans,
just love watching you get all riled up.
yeah, we deserved better than what we got.
I agree.
We wanted to know why the wizard cut his junk off and threw it in the fire. And we never got to find that out.
We're still on
I didn't even care.
On that note, I'm going to say goodnight and get us out of here. Special thanks to Larry Dvoskin. Also, we have a Reverb Nation campaign going. If you want to get on the show, check out the Reverb Nation campaign on thebalconyshow.com. We'll be waiting. Good night, everybody, from the Balcony Show. We'll catch you next week.
That's what's up.